Let's go on to some myths that we haven't touched on. These are some things that you've actually heard your whole life, and we're going to cover some reasons why they're not true. Say if you heard this one, you should eat to keep up your strength when you're sick. How many of you heard that? Eat to keep up your strength. Oh no, you have to eat something. You have to eat something. You know, and the moms around the country have crammed food down their sick children's mouth their whole life. And then of course, when you became a parent, you do the same thing to your kids. Now humans are the only animals in the world that eat when they're sick. Every other animal, if anybody has even a domestic animal like a dog, and they're not even living in their natural environment, so we can't even say they're in nature, they still follow their instincts in many cases. One being, when they're sick, they just don't touch their food. They crawl up in a ball in a corner, and they stay there until they're well. The last thing you want to do when you're sick, and I said this in an earlier class, if you have symptoms, you should not be eating. That's very, very important. Again, the exact opposite of what you learned your whole life. We learned one of these last week or a few weeks earlier, like breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Let's say, okay, if we had the exact opposite, what would that say? Breakfast is the least important meal of the day. As a matter of fact, if your body was working right, it's a completely unnecessary meal. Remember that we learned earlier that your body stores enough energy to get you through the beginning part of the day, and up until noon, your body is still going through elimination, and the last thing you want to do is interfere with that. And Ange went on to explain that if you're going to eat something, it should be fruit, which doesn't interfere with elimination.
Another one that goes along with that is feed a fever, starve a cold.
That's the next one.
That's a popular one that we've all heard, right? Feed a fever, starve a cold.
So what's the real answer? Starve a cold and starve a fever. And they use that word starve. Let's touch on that for a second. We know that that's really just a euphemism. You're not starving when you miss a meal, although some of you might believe you are, and you certainly would swear you were starving after missing a meal. But literally, starvation means death, and starvation does not start until after you've run out of all your internal resources. And that would take the average person probably 30 or 40 days. And that doesn't mean you die after 30 or 40 days. That means that you would begin to die after 30 or 40 days, and some people much longer than that. So starvation does not begin until a month plus into going without food, and certainly missing a meal because you had a cold does not constitute starvation, although in America you might as well be dead missing a meal because no one wants to miss a meal.